ReQuiz review, solving square root equations. Questions number 1 and 2. When you're solving a square root equation, the first thing you need to be able to do is isolate the radical. So the radical is this part of the equation where the square root symbol is. So what I want to do is I want to get that radical by itself. So if you look, there's a minus 6 in the front. I want to take that minus 6 and move it to the other side of the equal. So to move things from one side to the other, you do the opposite. So I'm going to add 6 to each side. Negative 3 plus 6 is 3, and that's going to equal the square root of 2x minus 7. Now if you look at the radical now, there's no number in front, no number out on the end, so it's been isolated. Next thing we want to do is get rid of the radical. The opposite of square rooting is to square. So I'm going to square each side of the equation. What you do to one side, you must do to the other. So 3 squared gives me 9. Squaring a square root cancels out the square root, and that leaves me with 2x minus 7. Now I've got a simple two-step equation I can solve for x. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. And I'm going to go up here. 9 plus 7 is 16 equals 2x. And then 2 times x, so the opposite of multiplying is to divide. And that gives me x equals 8. Which these numbers in red are your solution. So I should have gotten 8, which is correct. Alright, question number 2. I have 2 equals the square root of x plus 6. If you look at the radical, you'll notice that it's already isolated, so there's no steps to do before as far as getting it by itself. So I can go ahead and square it to get rid of it. So I'm going to square the right side, and then I'm going to go here and square the left. So 2 squared is 4, and when you square a square root, it cancels, and that leaves me with x plus 6. So that value underneath just drops out. Then you have a one-step equation to solve, so I'm going to take the plus 6 and move it to the other side by subtracting 6. And 4 minus 6 is negative 2, which is exactly what we should have got.